I have been called a perfectionist my whole life by every professor and teacher I've ever had, and it was Tony Robbins who made me realize that it was perfectionism that was causing me a lot of problems because I thought my whole life that being a perfectionist was a great thing. I mean, how can you say being perfect is bad? But the problem with that is there is no such thing as perfection. It's impossible to be perfect. No one is perfect. Nothing you do is perfect. It's a standard that's non-existent. So when you're trying to be perfect, you're just giving yourself an excuse not to actually do anything, because you start telling yourself, well, if it's not perfect, I might as well not do it. Or if it's not perfect, I can't put that book out there. Well, that was my problem for years. I wanted my book to be perfect. And so you keep rewriting and rewriting or scrapping the ideas, and you don't get anywhere because you're trying to reach something that is not reachable. You cannot reach perfection.
Not on
And
planet Earth anyway, right?
yeah, and it's something I remind myself every
Yeah.
day because I still have moments where I get upset because something is not perfect. And then I have to remind myself how Tony told me it's an impossible standard. Stop that. And there you go.
But speaking of Tony Robbins, I discovered him back in the early 90s. My oldest brother, Mark, who I've had on this podcast, he signed up for Power Talk. I don't know if you remember those. I'm dating
Oh, I
myself. They
know.
were cassette
Tony
tapes he would
Robbins
get
is
every
my
month.
thing.
And I'm always grateful to my brother for that because that's how I learned about Wayne Dyer and all these wonderful people. And it really started that whole, yes, that personal and professional growth
Mhm.
process for me. But what was it like working for him? I'm just curious.
Um, well, I worked for him as a freelancer. I started out as going to his seminars as a participant, and then that morphed into me being the volunteers at his seminars. And I did that for years where I volunteered behind the scenes, doing all sorts of things during the seminars and stuff. And then I got the opportunity they were looking for a transcriptionist. I am a very fast typer, and they were looking for transcriptionists, not only to transcribe for his creative department for projects like interviews and stuff like that, but also to transcribe live at his seminars. And Tony, if you know anything about Tony, he talks very, very fast.
Yes.
And I mean, faster. I'm a New Yorker and I talk fast, but this man is like three times that speed. And he doesn't even do caffeine. So I don't know where that comes from. But they needed somebody to be a transcriptionist for them. So I applied and got the job. And I worked as a freelancer, which means I was working from home most of the time. Although sometimes when I was a volunteer, they find out I was there and then they'd say, okay, we've got a job for you here. So I'd be working live. If you want to work for Tony, it's very fast paced and you have to be ready for that. And it's pretty much go, go, go all the time. I worked for him, for his company, for almost 20 years, about 19 years. And I finally left a couple of years ago just because I decided I'm finally going to build my own business and I wanted to write my books. And I just didn't have the opportunity when I was doing that. But it was a fantastic experience. I miss it. I miss Tony. Um, I only met him in person and talked to him like two or three times, but I'm definitely pro Tony and what he does. I think if I had not been in that environment, I would not be where I am today because he's taught me a lot of things. One, about the perfectionism thing, and also I'm very much an introvert, and I always thought that was some sort of, thing against me that I could not do something on my own because, whoa. Um, but he taught me so much and changed how I, do things, that it was a fantastic experience. Anybody ever says, "Oh, should I go to Tony's seminar?" Go. Just go. I'm telling you, it will change you. It's definitely a great experience.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know I've always loved Tony Robbins, and his personal story is just incredible. So I've
Mhm.
always found him to be such an inspiring figure. And one thing I get from him is he's just so sincere about what he's doing. I
Yes.
think that comes through in everything that he does.
Yeah, the public Tony that you see is Tony. That's Tony. I mean, he's not putting on any airs or anything. That's just who he is 24/7.